Everything turned on the remote there? Excellent. What's the number set at?
0.
Okay. So we have 3 levels. We have connection, perception, and working.
Okay.
Connection is when you see looking at a tree, and you'll see this kind of twitch, right? But nothing's happened. Still focused. Perception is looking, and you'll see the twitch and a little bit of like, what was that? And then working number is twitch and whoa, what was that? It's a bigger response, okay?
Yeah.
So we always want to be working with that working number, operating number, because that's what's going to make everything actable, no matter the environment. Okay? So you're currently at what? 0.
We didn't know what to set it on, so.
Yeah, let's go to 10.
Okay.
Just turn the dial, clockwise goes up. If you land 9 or 11, 12, it's fine. It's general range. Okay, and when I say tap, you're gonna press that button, and as best you can, Julie, the bumpy one. Yeah. Okay, because we're gonna look and tap, tap. So no response. Let's go ahead and go to 15. Good, and tap, tap. No response. 20. Yeah. Good. And tap. No response. 25. Tap. No response. 30. Tap. Yeah, it still looks really loose there.
Okay.
So 1 second.
Oh, you're not getting to it.
I mean, it feels like it's in contact with your bed.
No, it's got to be real still.
It does, okay.
Yeah. Because she's got fur,
Yeah.
and that fur acts as a buffer.
Yeah.
So here, let's get that thinner neck.
Yep.
Okay.
You want it up that high? Okay.
Higher, more sensitive, lower, less sensitive.
Okay, so she's ready to turn it down and start over?
And yep. 15. Yep. Right there. Yep. 1 moment. Yep. 20. Yep. And then go to, as best you can, Julie, just stand still and keep your anchor, okay?
Okay.
Right, you see that, or she's twitching, right? You see how she's unfazed? That's connection.
Okay.
Go ahead and bump it 5. Right? You see how she's still not phased? Yeah. Bump it 5. That's now perception.
Yeah.
What's your number now?
30.
Let's go 35. And stand still, 1 sec, relax. Right there.
Yeah.
See how she gave that big movement?
Yep.
So what did I say earlier,
Okay,
right?
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't quite understand until I saw it, but that makes perfect sense.
So that's our current working number.
Okay,
That
what number
may-
is it right now?
35.
Okay, 35.
That number may dip, it may go higher. Never get married to a number.
Yeah.
Understand.
It's going according to the context.
I understand.
Who's going to go first? He's probably going to be pulling quite a bit. So.
Why don't you
Sure.
go first?
So we're going to go over here on the path, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to demonstrate for you real quick. Okay. So you have a visual of it, and then we'll get started, okay? So there's a few words that I'm going to be saying here. One of them is turn, okay? So I teach traditionally on the left. If you're right-handed, it's easier. So you're left-handed? Okay. And you want to pick a side? Side or left?
It doesn't matter. I'll make it.
Okay. You fine with the left? Yeah. Okay. So here, you want her to be right shoulder to your left leg, okay? So what's going to happen is when she gets ahead of you, I'm going to say turn, and you're gonna 180 turn to your immediate right. Okay?
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah. So then when you turn 180 right, it's easy to see you stand on the side there. Okay. If you want to stand, yeah. You can see, there we go. Good. So when I say turn, you're gonna 180 like this. Turn, turn, turn. Just like that. Okay? So you're gonna be here. When I say turn, I'm also gonna say tap. When I say tap, you're gonna be actively pressing on that button. Okay? So it's gonna be turn, tap, 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 good. Turn, tap, 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 good. You might be more, okay? Now, if I say tap, 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 that's rhythm. If I say tap, 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 that would then be a rhythm, okay? The next thing, excuse me, is if she starts to pull towards your right, I'm gonna say pull to your left. It's gonna be a light pull. As you're tapping, when I say tap, bring her over back to the side, okay? Those are the three things that you mostly have to worry about. Anything else will still happen. Now, I'm gonna have you give her some slack here. A little bit more, and relax your arm. A little bit more, there you go, relax. Good. And pull. Relax your arm. Turn. Tap. Tap. Keep your arm relaxed. Turn. Tap. 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 Relax your arm. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. 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 Good. Turn, tap, tap, good. Relax. Turn, tap, tap, good. Keep forward, tap, tap, good. Turn, tap. Relax your arm. Good. Turn, tap. Let's go down to 28. Good. And turn. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Keep forward. Good. There you go. Keep forward. Turn. Tap. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Good. Turn, tap. 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 Good. Relax that arm. Bring it down. There you go. You got it. Good. Turn, tap. Good. Pull to your left. Tap. Keep moving forward if you can. Tap, tap, you got it, relax, good. Turn, tap, good. Keep forward, tap, tap, good. Keep forward, tap, tap, good. Got a girl. Keep forward, tap, tap, good. Tap, tap, good. Turn, tap, good. Relax that arm. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Let's go to 32.
This is 20.
Let's go 32.
28.
30, go to 32.
Oh, good, 32.
Yeah. Turn. Ready? Tap. Tap. Good. Pull to your left. Tap. Tap. Good. Tap. There you go. Keep going. Tap. You got it. Keep forward. Good. Turn. Good. Keep straight. Keep straight. Best you can. Yep. Good. Almost. And turn. Tap. Good. Good. Slow turn. Let's slow down. Slow turn. Good turn. Going to pick up the pace. Turn. Tap. Good. Pull to your left. Tap. Good. Keep forward. Good. Slow turn. Tap. Good. Yep, good. Keep forward. Keep forward. Turn. Tap. Good. That a girl. Good. Slow. Slow turn. Good turn. Pull to your left. Tap. Good. Relax your arm. Good. Keep forward. Keep forward. Good. Keep forward. Good. Slow. Slow turn. Get forward. Pick up the pace. Tap. Keep forward. Tap. Good. Yep. Excellent. Keep forward. Good. Relax that arm. There you go. Slow, slow turn. Good. Okay, now slow. Slow down more. And stop. Good. Very good.
Yeah.
See that?
That's amazing.
Huh. So, here, that's why that working number is so important. Because if you're at 15 or whatever, you'd be going back and forth all day. Okay, so I don't need her rolling on the ground yelping, but I need her to take it serious.
Yeah. Well, and a bike went by, somebody hopped on a skateboard. I mean, she didn't respond. That's amazing. Completely bananas.
Sure. And right now, the reason why she's like that passive is because if you look at her demeanor, yeah, she's kind of concerned, right? The way she's holding herself. That's okay. We want that.
Right.
Because that's what keeps her well behaved.
Okay.
Now that goes away.
Yeah.
She will come, like she will relax and be like, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do now.
Right.
But in the beginning, you're gonna get this, and yeah, we need this in order for it to mean anything to her. Okay. So we're gonna do a little bit more. We're gonna relax your arm and then forward. Okay. Keep relaxing. There you go. Keep forward. That's good. Good, go to slow down, slow turn, good turn. Go to pick up pace, pull to your left, tap, good, relax, good. Just go and dip it down, go down to 24 as you move forward. Good, nice, relax, good, keep forward, good. Pull to your left, tap, right, good. You're gonna walk down to the trash can, then turn. Yep, good turn. Relax that arm. There you go. Good. Go ahead and pick up your pace. Go ahead and slow down. Go down slower. Go ahead and stop again. Good. Okay. Now you know why I do e-collar.
That is amazing.
Yeah. And not everybody trains like this. This is the way I was taught. But when used correctly, it's a pretty quick process. And not because I'm impatient, but because we need the results. You know, you got to make progress. So we're gonna do one more little back and forth here, and then we're gonna stop. We're gonna talk about the theory, how it works, how dogs learn. Then we'll swap handlers, and then we'll go from there. Okay? Go ahead.
No, just stand where you want. You're perfectly fine.
Good. You ready for that turn? Good. Forward. Yep. Good. Let's go and do a quick pace here, okay? Good. Give a tap here as you move forward. There she goes. Good. Relax that arm. Go ahead and get ready for a turn. Okay, good. Now slow walk. Right. Now go ahead and slow walk to a stop here. Go ahead and stop there. Now go ahead and take just 3 steps. Good. Go ahead and take one big step. Very good. Okay. Now I'm going to have you see the word break, and then just walk over to the grass. Okay. Break.
Break.
Break. Correct.
Break.
Break. Good. And we bring her over, and now she's going to rest for a moment. Okay. Great.
Sounds good.
So. Yeah. So you can see how she's a little bit on the timid side, right?
Yeah.
This is all normal. Okay.
Okay.
This will all go away.
Okay.
So here, first we spent a couple of minutes finding that working number. She gave a perfect example from the twitch to the movement to the what was that, right?
Yeah.
And then when you started walking, most people, when they do e-call or any kind of aversive, when the dog pulls ahead, they'll punish the pulling, and they'll say like no, right? And they'll like remote them, and the dog jumps back and they'll go heel. And they'll keep walking, the dog goes and go punish, heel, right? And the problem with that is it gives nothing. It gives the dog no direction.
Yeah.
Right.
The dog looks at you and is like, we're going the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong, right? Because pulling isn't a bad thing to them,
Right. No.
right? So,
That makes
and they're not even supposed to be on a leash. So like technically pulling isn't even something that they're like computing, right?
Makes sense to them. Yeah.
So here, what we do is I go, okay, you want to go that way? Sure, but I'm going to go this way, and I have this tool that's going to annoy you.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
That makes
So then for her, she feels it. I don't like this. She turns. Dad's going that way. She catches up and disappears.
Yep.
Right.
But because she's not trained yet, she go again. And we kept repeating that process. And eventually, she started to look at you more when you were turning.
I saw that. Yes.
And she started to like slow down and like kind of walk just a little bit ahead, but still like what's going on.
Yeah.
And we just kept repeating that. So eventually, now you're able to just go this whole stretch with her at your side. Now she's being mindful. So we
Yes.
taught her that there's somebody at the end of the leash that she should be paying attention to.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this goes off. And then you had that really quick walk. You did your pivot, and then I had you like slow down drastically, and then just those little minute movements of 3 steps to 1 big step, and then she was just like right there,
Yep.
right? So that's the attention.
That's great.
Okay. So right now we're teaching her what her job is.
Yes.
Okay. Your job is next class. And there's a little bit more detail to this. But right now, all I care about is just teaching her like, look, there's somebody at the end of this leash you need to pay attention to, and if you don't, this goes off.
Okay.
So the way you layer remote is how the dog perceives it. Most people think of it as a punisher. Okay? Oh, bad dog, that's it, right? Whereas I use it as a communicator, right? Because for her, she's like, hey, it was going off and I don't like it, but there was a clear reason why.
Right.
Dad was going
It's
the other
clear.
way.
Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she understands it.
Yes,
by your
like humans,
action.
we can compute. You know, like if I didn't do the dishes, and then my mom just like grounded me, I could be like, oh, it's because I forgot to do the dishes. Or like if she said you didn't do the dishes, I'm grounding you. I can like, put all those things together.
Right.
Dogs can't.
No.
Okay, it has to be very clear. It has to be
She has no
within the
idea,
moment
yeah.
for her to go, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing,
Right.
and this is actually telling me what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So. Once I saw her get a little too sensitive, because now the brain is becoming more aware of this. The more she gets exposed to this, the more receptive she is to it. That's why I said your number may go lower
That makes sense.
or
Yeah.
go higher, right? So now we're at what now? 24. And we started at 35, we
Right.
went down to 28, up to 32, down to 24.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Because she clearly feels that 24. I
Yes,
mean,
you can see her response.
Yeah.
And it could be a couple things. It could be we got really good connection now, or it's just the brain going, oh wow, this thing isn't going away.
Right.
Like this thing keeps coming back to the picture.
Right.
You know, so now she has a choice. You can either listen when it's really low, or you can listen when it's higher.
Right.
That's
Okay.
a good point. Yeah.
So that's why I say don't get married to a number.
That's
What
understand.
dictates
Yeah.
the number is the environment and her response.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So like right now, obviously Oz isn't like it was the day that we met. It was super busy.
Right.
That's Paul's here.
Yeah.
But let's say it was that busy, our number could have been 65.
Right.
And we could have ended on 24.
Right.
Because we were overriding so much stuff going on
Yeah.
in the environment.
Yeah.
Okay?
That makes sense.
So when you're working with her, like if you're working in the neighborhood, you might find a consistent range where it's like she's between 24 to 35 or 15 to 25. And as you practice with her, it'll start to just, you'll start to like learn these things
Yeah.
where you'll naturally go like, oh, we're going to Oz 35.
Right.
That makes
You
sense.
know,
Yeah.
'cause you're just
we
going
live on
appropriate.
Armitage though, so.
Oh, I gotcha.
I mean, it's going to be busy.
Sure.
And so.
Sure. So in the beginning, I always suggest, you know, we do this here in Busier because it gives you a very good, clear,
I like this.
like how
Yeah.
this works, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
But then when you're working on your own, feel free to take a quieter like walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to get a feel for like, okay, and then start to challenge yourself with more busier areas.
That makes
okay?
sense.
Yeah.
But essentially, this is how it would work if you were already in that environment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the slack, super important.
Yeah.
Most people shorten the leash
Yeah.
to restrain their dog physically,
Yeah.
but it doesn't give her the opportunity to take the slack and be forging.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense now. I couldn't figure it out at first, but that gives her the choice.
Yes.
I'm not pulling her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I kept telling you to relax, because
Yep.
you're so used to this.
I know.
Right?
Yeah,
Everybody's
absolutely.
always, their
Yeah.
arms always stuck up here. And we want to break that habit, because when you're walking, it should be nice and slack, nice
Yep.
and relaxed, okay?
That's nice,
And
yeah.
the leash is a communicator.
Mhm.
So if we're walking together and I feel this, what does that tell me?
Right. She needs to pay attention.
Yeah, she's pulling to the side, right? She's
Right,
distracted.
right,
Something's
right.
going on. See what she does here. Good. Something's got her attention, right? So then I can either just keep forward and tap, and she should just come in. So actually, when you're passing by Julie,
Yeah.
I was doing that on purpose,
I know,
right? And
yeah.
I don't know if you saw, like she started to deviate,
Yeah,
and
she
he
did.
tapped, and then boom, she came right into the left
Yeah,
leg.
she did.
Yep.
Okay, so that was her associating, oh, I'm in the wrong spot, I need to come in closer. And people get concerned sometimes when I work with couples. They're like, oh, because you tapped the dog away from me, is it going to make him not like me? Go,
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I don't
because
think
she's just thinking like, oh, I'm with dad right now,
Right.
I listen to dad. And then
Right.
when we swap handlers, she'll be listening to you.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely.
So e-collar should never be in an argument. So once we start to get that foundation in, I have my 3-tap rule. Okay, 3-tap or 3 correction rule, which is if I tap 3 times and she doesn't adjust her behavior, I bump it.
Yeah, bump it up.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, because then it loses its efficacy.
So
Correct,
bump it up
right.
like 5 or just
3 to 5.
Yeah.
Yep. And then so if it could be 30, 33, 38, 42. You know, it doesn't have to be
Right,
exact. And then it's a nice kind of structured way to increase it, because people will get stuck. They're like, how do I know when to go up? So we either have the 3-tap rule or the 3 correction rule. So in this case, the correction is actually the turn and tap.
Okay.
Okay, so turn and tap, 1 correction, turn and tap, 2 corrections, turn and tap, 3 corrections, and if I start walking and she's still forging, she's not getting it, I bump it.
Okay,
And
that
I
makes
reset,
sense.
I
Okay.
reset my correction
Okay.
rule. Okay, so what you'll find is as you're walking with her, maybe you start at 25 because that's what is the working number.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
as you start walking, she gets distracted, and you do this, and then within 15 minutes you're at 45, but she's perfect.
Right.
Right? So then I'm like, okay, and the rest of the walk is easy.
Yeah.
And then each walk, yep. Yep, there you go. Let me see what she does. See how she got in closer? And all you did here is you
That's
said,
it, that's it.
don't do that, okay? And we'll talk about how that stuff works too.
Yeah.
So now throughout the week when you're practicing with her, what you're doing research. So if every walk you start at 25, but you always end at 45, for example, after a week of that, what does that tell you?
You're low to
Start
start.
too low.
Yeah, now we just start at 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because every walk 3 times a day for 7 days, always I end at 45 before she's perfect, right?
There, yeah.
And then we just start at 40, 45, and I'm already in that range. And next thing you know, you're starting that walk, boom, right on that
Right.
tight heel. Okay. So yeah, it should never feel like an argument. Once you get it, it's very logical, makes a lot of sense. And then you don't need to do this, right? Like the turning. The turning is only when she's not paying attention. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the rule is, she gets ahead, turn, and tap.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
gen-
how we make a correction, like on a walk.
Correct.
Okay.
Right. So like, let's say you're gonna like walk towards Oz,
Uh-huh.
and you know she starts to get ahead of you because she recognizes the area. You just turn, tap. But if you have to come back here, then you just slow back into a turn and then come back the same way you were going.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're trying to get from point A to point B,
But
But you
yeah,
have
but
to go
that's
back
how
and
you
forth a
control
little
it.
bit,
Just,
yeah.
Yeah.
You just turn around, walk a little bit, then turn again.
Turn again.
Tap if you need to.
Yep.
You keep going. If she pulls again, you turn again.
correct.
Yeah,
And then you
okay,
just
that's
slowly
great.
go back to the turn and then back to where you were
That
going.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
this is
Okay.
great. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
And this is like something I can understand. I used to try to use this clicker thing. I could never understand.
Oh
what
yeah,
those things were
yeah. And there's like a
supposed
lot
to
of timing stuff that goes
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, I was
There's
never-
a lot of gray area with e-collar for the human,
do. Yeah.
but it's pretty simple.
For the,
Yeah.
It sounds like for the dog it's very simple. It's like very strict.
Yeah, because dogs bite each other.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like that's how they correct each other, and
Yeah.
that's essentially what you're doing here. You're technically biting her when she's going the wrong way.
Yeah.
But you're using it to shape things that, you know, she's not meant to do this stuff.
Right. Right.
You know, instinctually. But if you speak their language, it's a fairly quick process.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So going to earlier when she was chewing on that stick,
Yes.
okay, is when you tapped her, all you did was say no without saying no.
Right.
Okay? Because if another, like let's say the mom dog cares that she was chewing a stick, she'd come and nip her for that behavior.
Yeah.
Right? Don't chew that stick. Of course, dogs don't care about that, but the human does.
Right.
So,
Well, and I just care about it because she consumes so much wood. I mean. you
yeah,
know,
no, it's not. No,
well,
that
it's
could be
not-
bad.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be very bad,
Yeah.
right? So we want to stop that behavior, and I actually, because after we corrected her, you remove the stick. I
Uh-huh.
don't. I leave it.
Just leave it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
would leave
Like,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
because we
Okay.
want to see, like, did you learn the lesson?
Oh.
Right? Because if you leave the stick and she goes back to chew it, I tap again.
Okay,
And if she
that
does it
makes
again,
sense,
I tap
yeah.
again, and then I bump that number, and now I hit that 3-tap rule.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to start to tell, like, what's her learning number,
Okay, that's
especially with
good.
things like that. And what we should start to see is she stops chewing stuff on the ground.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
now what you may see, because this has happened with at least 3 puppies that I've trained in the past month or so, is the heel, this exercise, the tapping here,
Yes.
will actually indirectly fix that problem.
I can see that.
I can
Because
see
it's
that
just,
too.
she's just so like,
And
I
that's
need
like-
stuff to do.
Even here, she was so focused on walking after we started doing that.
Yep.
That was her focus. It wasn't
Yeah.
looking for stuff to chew
Exactly.
or looking for
Yep,
yeah.
yep. So that's how I foresee it working. If
Yeah.
it doesn't, no big deal. You
Yeah.
simply tap it, and you want to tap the moment you see her start the behavior.
Yeah.
Because if she does it for like a minute, and you're like, oh, and you
Then she
tap her.
doesn't associate.
Yeah, well, she'll associate, but she associates I can chew sticks for up to a minute
Oh,
Yeah.
that
before the
makes
tap kicks in. But if you tap at the very get-go, or
Yeah.
even the thought process, right? So like, let's say she's eyeballing a stick, you can tap there.
sense.
She
Okay.
goes for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I will limit you for this week. If you're tapping her for a behavior like that, to stop it. Only when she's on a leash.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay,
So,
that
like,
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say
Yeah.
she was like playing with dogs here,
Yeah.
and she started to eat a stick. I wouldn't tap her there.
No.
For
I
the
agree.
concern of it might make her run away.
Yeah, that
Because we've not done come and called. Once
Right.
we do come and called, we're good.
Okay.
We can remote the dog for things off leash,
Right.
you know, or when they're playing and
Okay.
stuff. Because
Okay.
if anything, their instinct is going to be to return.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because
Oh.
that's what we're teaching them with the
Collar.
collar.
Exactly. A dog's first instinct typically when they get remoted is to run away,
Okay,
which
yeah,
is
no,
why
I
we
like that.
also start the heel.
Yeah.
Because earlier, remember you tapped her and then she went like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She moved.
Right.
So e-collar makes dogs move, so we use a moving behavior to teach her how it turns on, how it turns off.
Right.
Okay? Yeah, so there's a lot more to it than just, you know, with like there's a, I would say, more logic behind it.
Yeah.
So that you have an idea of it. Any questions so far?
No.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
I just hope I can. I mean, is it
Oh,
easy
absolutely.
treats
Yeah.
and taps? And
Yes.
clicks
So
and
what
all
we'll
that
do
stuff?
this. I'm gonna have you do one more back and forth.
Okay.
By the time you take her, it should be super simple
Yeah.
because it transfers very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, so I worked with the couple.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the
Don't wanna
husband's
be the
like
guinea
6'2", and the wife is super small, and the dog's a fairly solid puppy.
Yeah.
And she actually did all the work, and she was just all over the place. But by the time he got it, the dog was so good. And I'm like, she did all the work, man. So we'll try it one more time.
Okay.
And then this time, I'm actually not going to say anything to you.
Okay.
So
I'll just do it.
yeah, for your visual, right shoulder, her right shoulder, parallel to your left leg.
Okay.
Okay. If she's a little behind, that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you see that right shoulder start to pass you, that's when you go into that turn and tap.
Okay, great.
Automatically. Okay.
All right.
Good turn. Right. Going good. One more lap around. Good turn. Good. And after you do this last turn, then we'll swap. Right, good. Good. And then get ready to come to a stop here in the middle. Right there. Very good. Right, small swap handlers.
Yes, so you hold your left hand, you turn to your right. So it goes, like you go, so it should go around.
For your leash or for visual, see where that's fine. See how it's a little bit below her armpit?
Yep.
What is short about like 2 inches there? Yep. Now relax. So here, if you keep the loop at the bottom of the loop, see how it's right by her armpit now? That's like the perfect length.
Okay.
It gives her enough length to forge, but not enough that she's going to be stepping in tangles.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to be pressing that bumpy button
Yes,
whenever I say the word tap,
Yep,
okay?
okay.
And I'm going to coach you through this, right?
Okay.
Forward. Relax that arm. Be straight. Good, keep it straight, you got it. Good, now slow down. Now turn. Good, relax your arm. Keep forward, keep forward. Good, now pick up your pace. Good. Tap forward, pull to your left, tap, good. Forward, relax. There you go, keep forward. You got it, stop. Let's come down a little bit this way so we get out the shoes a bit. Forward, you got it. Turn. Good turn. Yep. Keep going. Good. Relax your arm. Good. Go ahead and pick up your pace. Go and slow walk. Slower. Stop. Very good. Good job. Great. What I'm going to have you do here is go ahead and turn to your right and then forward again. Relax your arm. There you go. Now turn, tap, tap. Relax your arm. Relax your arm. There you go. Keep straight. Yep, keep straight. You got it. There you go. Relax your arm. Good. Forward. Good. Okay. Good. Now slow turn. Good. Tap forward. Tap. Good. Very good. Turn. Tap. Tap. There you go. Relax your arm. Forward. Pull left. Tap. Good job. Tap. Forward. Tap. There you go. Tap. Good. You got it. You got it. Forward. This way. Forward. Forward. Tap. This way.
She's stuck on her leash.
Oh. Good. Tap. Good. Relax. Good. Let's go down to 18. Good. And slow turn. Good turn. Yep. Relax your arm. Keep forward. Tap. Tap. Good. Good girl. Keep forward. You got it. Relax your arm. Good. Keep going. Turn. Tap. Good. Relax your arm. Now slow walk. Stop. Good. Go ahead and take 5 steps. Tap. 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 There she goes. Good. So stop here. Good. Now take 3 steps. Good. Then take 1 big step. Good. And forward. Good. Relax your arm. Good. Tap forward. Good. Better. Good. Going slow to slow turn. Good turn. Good to pick up your pace. Relax your arm. Good. One slow walk. And stop. You got it.
Great job.
Okay.
Great.
So here, when she started jumping,
Yeah.
that was probably frustration. Not probably, that was frustration.
Yeah.
Okay. It happens for a number of reasons. One, sometimes the dog will kind of press more. She did a couple times with you. Actually, it's not the same. But if you ever notice a lot of jumping with one of you,
More with me.
more with you,
Much
yeah,
more with me. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
she's going, I don't like this, make it go away,
I know.
right? But you have to work her through it. Otherwise, if you do stop, she learns I can stop this
Okay.
by just
That makes
jumping.
sense. Yeah. Okay.
Now, you also, as best you can, keep your movement. It's a dog, they can't do two things at once. She's either going to be jumping and
I just
resisting.
want to get her off the sidewalk with all these kids.
Sure.
I just don't want. I don't want to take any chances.
So, she's either going to be jumping and resisting,
Yeah.
or she's going to be walking with you.
Okay.
She can't do both.
Okay.
So when you walk and she's jumping, she's going to be losing balance. So she's like, all right, this isn't working. She puts her feet down, everything goes wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That
So,
makes sense.
and so when you were tapping up the jumping, it was like earlier when you tapped into the stick, you said jump. Just
Right.
without the words
Right.
jump. Don't jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Just without saying it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we went from 24 to 18.
Correct.
Okay. So, or in that range of
We're
18.
at 18. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So, and on 18 she was being just as responsive because I think there was a couple times she turned and there was a tap and then boom,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Right?
It's hard for me. You know, it's so weird with the mask because I can't really see her.
Oh, sure.
It's so I.
The guy went by on rollerblades,
I know. I saw that.
which she usually just goes.
Oh my God, she would go insane.
Yeah. So that's all because of discipline. Okay, because now we're making her more concerned with you
Right.
than she is with the environment.
That makes sense.
Right? We're making
Yes.
you more important than the things she
Yep.
wants to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So like growing up, I was raised old school. I was spanked. You know, my mom was very strict. So if she was like wash the dishes, it was, you know, like there was no choice.
Right.
And I remember her saying like that wasn't a request, that was a command.
Yeah.
Do it, right? And to this day, like I'm 33 years old. If I go to my mom's house and she says wash the dishes, I wash the dishes. You know, because I have that much respect for her.
Right.
Yes.
And interesting enough, my brothers and sister weren't raised as strict, and she'll tell them to wash the dishes, and 3 to 4 days can go by.
Yeah.
You know, because she wasn't as disciplined with them as I'm the oldest.
I was gonna say clearly you're the oldest.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, and I think it's interesting because I just see this, like, you
Yeah.
know, I look at my childhood being raised, my brothers, like everybody, personalities and stuff,
Yeah.
and I work with dogs, and I can see just the correlation
Yeah.
between how discipline is imperative to just them having a sound mind, but also just their like response to things.
Well, I think it also takes a lot of things out of the equation for her
Yeah.
because she's
Yes,
not a
yes.
person. She wasn't designed to make choices the way
You're correct. Yeah,
So-
humans are proactive,
right.
right?
Exactly.
Like you
she
decided,
reacts.
like,
Yeah.
we have an issue here, we need help,
Right. Right.
and you sought help.
yes.
Dogs don't do that.
No.
Right.
No.
She doesn't break a leg and go like, crap, I need to go to the hospital.
Right.
She's just like, okay, I got a broken leg now, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and I just, you know, again, this is just heaven to me because there are little kids running by and she's not watching.
Yeah.
Sure.
She's not even looking at it.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't want, you know, I just didn't want anything to happen.
Of course, I
And we
understand
live
where
in a
you're
busy
coming from.
neighborhood and I don't want to, you know.
Yes.
But I do think it just sort of, it's unpleasant for her, right, especially right now. But
Yeah,
I think you're
like-
right. I think she will adapt.
Yeah, I
to
see it all the time. Like I can already see her a little shaking in her
Yeah.
head. Like she's kind of bobbing a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, all that stuff is normal because no one likes discipline.
Right.
I didn't walk away from being spanked smiling.
Right. Right.
Right? Like I was crying, and then I was like, if you don't want it to happen, just don't do it again. Right? So, and we're not being mean about it.
Right.
Right? We're just being direct. Like this is the number you need, and we of course went lower as she was giving us more response at a lower
Right.
number.
Mm-hmm.
But don't get tied to that number.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
So what I suggest in the beginning before you start your walk is go out, give her the potty break, get that done first, and then start this process.
Okay.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
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 So expect her to do all this craziness, right?
Yes.
Until you start the exercise,
Yep.
that's normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's either she's under control or she's not under control. So
Okay.
there's no gray area.
I understand. That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
I start off with the potty break, get that done first, and then we're not going to say anything this week, okay? Is you're just going to find that working number,
Okay.
and what you're most likely going to see if she's over here and you're tapping, is she's probably going to go whoop, and
Yeah.
place herself next to you
Yeah.
because that's what she learned today.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so when you
Right.
see that, you can assume that that's the number you can start with
Okay.
and start
Okay.
your walk.
Okay.
And then just remember your 3 tap or 3 correction rule.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
go
gradually
yeah.
increase
Makes
by
sense.
3 to 5
Yep.
levels.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
It should be a gradual decline.
Yeah.
If every day you're turning 50 times, that tells me whatever number you're landing on is still not high enough.
Right. That makes
Okay.
sense.
And let's say you end up on 45 one day, and for 35 minutes she's just perfect. An hour she's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
few turns. I go, cool. And I repeat that. And then you might find, oh, it's been like 5-6 days since I had to turn, since being at 45.
Right.
Right.
Okay? Trust me, it's night and day.
Yeah.
Just like when you started at the beginning
Yeah.
to now,
Okay.
right? It's like night and day.
Right.
Yeah.
It should be
exactly.
very clear. And as you go on that walk, you don't need to turn unless she's not paying attention.
Right.
Okay,
So
yeah.
then, so the turn is
That's her correction.
That's her signature.
Yes, the turn paired with the tap.
Yep.
It's her
Okay.
correction.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you just turn, like she'll turn with you, but then you'll find she'll just keep forging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
people will say like, oh, but the dog turned with me. I'm like, yeah, but they keep pulling at the end of the turn,
Yeah.
Right.
which is what we're trying to address.
Right.
That's what
Okay.
the turn is for.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, walking. Oh, walking alleviates stress. That's why this is also just one of the best things to always teach first.
That's a
So
good point.
if you
yes.
go for a walk and
Yeah.
it's been 20 minutes of nothing, she's going, oh wow, like that crack doesn't always happen. It's
Right.
only when I get ahead.
She'll figure
Right.
it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's all about
Exactly.
repetition. So
Yeah.
you're training as you go on your actual just walk.
Walk,
That's
which
great.
is so nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Which is so good for all of us. So. Yeah.
Dogs are better in smaller chunks, so I wouldn't, preferably not in the beginning, do an hour-long walk.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
do short 15 to 20-minute walks.
okay.
okay.
Sounds
Okay.
good. That makes
But
sense.
and distance doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter how far you go. What matters is how consistent you are with keeping her in place.
Okay.
So like maybe for whatever reason where you're practicing, it's very distracting, and you spend 15 minutes and you don't even go a block. Okay, but you end with her being at your side that
Yeah.
entire block.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Then
Right.
the next day it's 2 blocks.
Right.
Then
I
4
understand.
blocks.
Yeah.
Right. You're gonna build off of that.
Yeah.
Right.
So don't be discouraged by the distance, because this is a mental workout.
Yep.
Okay, so many of my clients after training will tell me
Yeah.
their dogs just go home and sleep because it's just so much thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
The pressure and the contracting, like that's also taking something for her, plus
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
movement. So you have a
Yeah.
lot of things working at once,
Yeah.
and this is what helps calm her down. This
Yeah.
is what helps her learn discipline, and your dog becomes what you practice or allow them to do.
Yeah.
So
That's
if you
true.
allow her to just do craziness, you get a crazy dog.
Right.
If you
Right.
practice discipline, you get a calm, disciplined dog.
Right.
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 My general rule of thumb is 80% work to 20% play.
Yeah.
So that means if I do an hour-long walk, 45 to 50 minutes could be structured heel, and 10 to 15 minutes would be now you're free to pee, poop, roll around,
Right.
sit the ground, have a cigarette, whatever. I don't
Okay.
care.
Okay.
You're on your own time.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Questions about any of this so far?
Yeah.
No, I think we'll probably have more questions next week. You
Yeah.
know, as we implement it.
Yeah,
So,
no, for sure. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
how it works. But this
yeah.
is the foundation of it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
And so
Um,
we just put it on her when we go for a walk.
Sure. So what I suggest in the beginning is put it on 15 minutes prior,
Okay.
then do your training,
Okay.
leave it on 15 minutes after, then remove it.
Okay.
So she doesn't tie collar on, dab,
To
dab, dab.
water.
okay?
Right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
walking. And,
Now,
yeah.
What I also suggest is when you pull the collar out, have a couple of treats with you,
Good
show
idea.
it to her,
Yeah.
treat, put it on, treat, wait 50 minutes, do your training, come back, wait 50 minutes, grab it, treat, remove it, treat.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. That's a
So,
good plan. That
most-
makes sense.
Most dogs will get like my guys come running because they know like we're going for a walk, we're gonna be
Yeah.
off leash, and they know it means freedom.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So in the
Yeah.
beginning, don't be surprised if you see what people call depression or mopiness.
Okay.
It's not depression or mopiness. It's just her not getting used to the fact that while there's discipline and consequences.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also a lot of times it's the dogs just being calm.
Yeah.
But the people are so used to their dog being tired,
Right.
and they mistake it as happy or excited. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no. I'm like, I mean, it's excitement, yes, but not happiness.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
exactly. I mean, I can tell when she's just wired.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's not comfortable for anybody.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So. Yeah.
I mean, it's like with people, right? Like
yeah.
being in
Nobody
that
wants
mental
to be
state
on all the
is not
time.
healthy either.
That's exhausting. You know.
Other questions so far?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
This is great.
So we're gonna do another little practice run.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you go back and forth on your own.
Okay.
Oh, and before we do that actually, so once I started to see her pay attention, so I was saying turn, right? But then I started saying a different type of turn. You remember what?
Slow turn.
Slow turn.
Yeah.
And I said slow to slow turn. Okay. You guys drive, right?
Yes.
What do you do before you stop?
Slow down.
What do you do before you turn? Right.
Yeah.
So let everybody around you know
Yeah.
something's changed.
It's just a signal.
Same thing for her.
Okay.
Just signal. Yeah.
Yeah. So if she's paying attention to you with your body language, just by slowing down, and her matching your pace, that's how we know she's paying attention.
Yeah.
Then you go into that turn. Okay. So slow down at least 3 steps, and if she's being mindful, she'll be right here. She'll turn with you, no problem. We don't need to do anything.
Okay.
The abrupt turns, again, are only when she's forging
Gotcha.
and getting ahead of you.
Yep.
Okay.
So it would be unfair to just go, I'm going to turn now out of nowhere when
Right.
she's paying
Yeah.
attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So always slow down, and same thing for those stops. I was going slow,
Okay, that
slower,
makes sense. Yeah,
stop.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
And then
That
that's
is-
how I was helping her.
Okay.
Okay? So there's no words here. It's just that
Yep.
the fact that we've taught her,
That's
be
good.
mindful.
Yep.
Right.
And then now she's picking up on all those cues.
Yep.
Okay? So, other questions?
Yep.
All right, let's go and give it another go. Forward step, forward step, step. There she goes. Atta girl. Good. Good. Right. Keep that arm relaxed. Tap forward. Tap forward. Good. There you go. Good. Yes. Keep straight. Relax your arm. There you go. You want to get ready for a turn? Good. Relax that arm. And you're going to walk straight past this way, okay? See if she right on the gad here. Come a little closer to your left. Yeah. Yeah. Keep walking straight like that. Like this. Keep forward. Tap. 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 There you go. And try that again, okay? Relax your arm. Get ready for that turn. Good. Hug to the left here. Keep forward.
Good boy.
Good. Keep forward. Good. Dot it out there a little bit. Here. Right. Good girl. That's good.
I'm not gonna show it.
Yeah. Good. Good turn. Keep that arm relaxed. There you go. And then you're going to come to a stop right here, okay? Good. Very good. Now what you're going to do when you stop is going to shorten that leash. Okay? The reason why you're going to shorten that leash is earlier you mentioned the kids and stuff, right?
Yes.
Is that you're going to have concerns.
Yes.
So what I suggest is, like, let's say you see a skateboarder coming.
Okay.
Okay? Just step aside, and what you want to do is face the stimulus and then shorten your leash.
Okay.
When you shorten your
That
leash,
makes sense.
you limit range of motion.
Right. So
She's
that.
not going to get there,
Yeah.
but also you give yourself more physical leverage.
Okay.
Because most people tend to hold the leash at the end and they're like tugging like
Oh,
this,
yeah.
right? And the closer I am to that collar, the more immediately I can kick in with that physical control.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a lot more leverage.
Okay.
Because the more slack she has,
Yeah, of course.
she's going to bring you down like
makes
that,
sense.
okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then once it passes, you can get that slack back.
Okay.
And then begin the walking again.
Okay. Okay.
Feel free to do that as much as you need to,
Yeah.
because you're
that's-
gonna have to develop trust of, like, is she gonna behave herself or not? Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Now, in the
It's not quite
case,
there yet.
if like, because you said she'd bark at like rollerbladers or something, right? Okay. In the case that you step aside and you shorten the leash and she starts to become reactive, okay? Because as she gets more comfortable with discipline, we may see that come show its head a little bit. We'll have to address it.
Okay.
If you shorten your leash, you're watching her, right? Looking for any changes, and her ears might perk up or she might puff up like this. Ideally, that's where you would tap. Okay? Because you're not letting her build.
Right.
Okay.
At the initial point of reaction.
Correct.
Or what you see is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, if she blows up because you didn't catch it or it was too quick, most people pull back. You want to pull straight up.
Yeah.
Always straight
That's
up.
why
Yeah.
we took the harness off of her this time.
Okay.
You know,
So up and cap.
Okay.
Those two things,
Okay.
from what I'm seeing right now, should shut her down fairly quickly.
Okay.
If it doesn't, I look at my number, 18. I now know 18 is not high enough for rollerbladers.
Right.
So the next time I'm gonna be at 21, 24 maybe.
Okay.
Be a little bit higher.
Okay.
And just
Okay.
repeat that process. Okay?
Okay.
It's easiest to control her in a potential reactivity moment or potential reactive moment by being stationary. When you're trying to walk, it's too many things to think about.
Yeah,
And you
absolutely.
can't get a clear picture of the dog.
That's a good point.
Here, I can step aside and look at her completely, okay? And then use your peripheral range. If I have my leash short and I'm watching here as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? I can see anything coming here, anything coming over here, and anything coming over here, and see my dog at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then once you're ready, you start walking. To cue the release, of course, break. Break is the you're done. Okay? So like, let's say you're working with her
Yes.
and you ran out of time. Maybe you're on the time constraint, right?
Yeah.
Stop, wait, break, and she can pull you home.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect. Enough.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you can't fulfill it or reinforce it, just say break.
Okay.
She's done. Doesn't matter what happens after that.
Okay.
It's not going to affect the training.
Okay.
What will affect the training is
Yeah.
if you start the walking and then don't reinforce it all the way. And you just randomly let her do whatever she wants.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Question?
Like when we walk home tonight, I mean, can we just walk her and not
Yeah.
do the training, or I mean, because she's done. I mean, we don't do that.
Well, I guess, does it depend on like how she's behaving, right? If she's
So in my book, a dog is always under control.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
That's
this-
why I just wondered if we do.
Yeah, this is my personal preference,
Okay.
just because you can't account for when stuff just comes out of nowhere.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So having the control is actually preventative. Okay?
Okay.
But also she becomes more calmer because that's what she's practicing.
Okay.
Right?
That makes sense.
Now,
Yeah.
if you're gonna walk home and your concern is, well, we don't want to do it because she's already had an hour, that doesn't matter.
It doesn't. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I
That's
just
what I
it only matters like in the sense of she learns better in smaller chunks. But I bet you if you try to walk her like this now, you maybe have to bump her a little bit going home because she's gonna be like home. She's want to get home faster
Right.
because she's tired of this game.
Right.
Me
Exactly.
personally use that to my advantage to work the dog through it because it
Okay.
doesn't matter how she feels, which sounds bad, but she still should adhere to the
Yeah.
command.
No, that makes
okay?
sense. Okay.
But you can walk home and she can be perfect the entire way.
yeah.
You know, and she's not in her head going, man, they're not letting me pull and all that stuff. She doesn't think like that.
No.
Okay?
Exactly.
She's just
Yeah.
like, okay, I got to do this now.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So we're not being mean. You're not being
Yeah.
angry or anything like
No,
that.
it's better for
Frustrated.
her, you
Yeah.
know?
You'll start to see her open up. It may take a couple of weeks.
Yeah. No,
But
that's good.
consistent exposure, super
Okay.
key. A lot of people lay off the remote because they feel bad, or they only use it when the dog's at their worst. And if you do that, that's a forever problem.
Well, yeah. 'Cause then you don't get.
Yeah. The more exposure she gets to it, the faster she gets over it, the faster she gets better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. So one thing she loves. I mean, she loves to see other dogs when we're on walks.
Oh, sure. Like
I mean,
saying hi.
Yeah.
Sure, like right here. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
You know.
Wait a moment. Now watch. Okay. Wait.
But I mean, can I still let her do that?
Yes.
Okay.
So the reason why I corrected that there, right, is because she is under command. So if you would have let that go, there would have
I
been
see
no
what you're
clear
Right.
distinction
Right.
of when she's
Okay.
working or not. So
Okay.
that's when we say the word break.
Okay.
Right? So
that makes
you're
sense.
just like this.
Yep.
I don't care if she's sitting, but she's nice and passive next
Yes.
to you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. And this doesn't make her like dogs. You're just saying you can't do that.
Okay.
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 Now
Okay.
let's say you see a neighbor. Oh, they're coming with their dog. She's waiting politely. Wait, like if they would just like 1 second.
Yeah.
Break.
Then
and then you let her go.
Okay.
Okay.
great.
And
Okay.
ideally break before she starts to do it herself.
Yes.
Okay. So you would
safe
correct that if
first.
she's
That
doing
makes
that,
sense. Yeah. That
and
makes
then
sense.
say break. So she goes, oh, okay, cool. I can say hi,
Yeah.
but I have to be given permission.
That's
Okay.
great.
Okay. Otherwise, if you let her go off on her own, you're gonna be walking and she's gonna start pulling towards dogs again,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
pulling towards people,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she's already done it.
Exactly.
Now she's learned that
Yeah.
she can do that during the heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Other questions?
That sounds good.
All
I'm
right.
gonna give it a try, and yeah, we'll be back with you next week. And,
Yeah.
Thanks
you know,
very much.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you,
you're welcome.
Jesse,
You guys did a
so
great
much.
job.
Yeah.
She took to it really well.
Yeah,
Nothing out
she
the ordinary
did.
here. If you have any questions, you should have my email.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah, we gotta get
They'll start coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have my email. Just send an email. Okay.
Okay. Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
Thank
Chad,
you.
nice
you.
meeting you.